Behind the scenes, Bobby DeBarge's life was shrouded in personal tragedy and tragedy that few people know about, far from his public image. So what happened to Bobby DeBarge? Let's explore his heartbreaking story in this article. Early life. Robert Louis Bobby DeBarge Jr. was born in Detroit, Michigan on March 5, 1956, into a family with particular cultural and racial complexity. Bobby's parents, Eteline Abney and Robert Louis DeBarge Sr., were married in a society that was still very segregated. Eteline, an African-American gospel singer, married Robert Sr., a white U.S. soldier when she was only 17 years old. The marriage was a typical example of the challenging interracial relationships of the time, especially when living in a city like Detroit, where segregation was still very evident. In 1972, the DeBarge family decided to move to Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was there that they found a more stable community near Eteline's older brother, Bishop William Charles Abney Jr., who led the Bethel Pentecostal Church. Life in Grand Rapids was not easy, especially for Bobby and his 9 siblings. As biracial children, they faced discrimination and segregation in a society still heavily influenced by post-Jim Crow segregation. The children were often bullied and struggled to define their identity in a world that was not easily accepting of differences. Yet amid these hardships, music became an important source of motivation for the DeBarge family. Eteline, with her passion for gospel singing, inspired her children. She taught them hymns, and with the help of contemporary musical influences, the DeBarge family quickly developed a distinctive sound. Music was not just a hobby, but a means to help them cope with life's challenges. Although the family faced adversity, they always found solace in musical melodies, and that was the foundation for the family members to develop their talents. The DeBarge family not only faced problems of racism and poverty, but also experienced serious problems with family relationships. Robert Sr., Bobby's father, was described as an authoritarian and abusive man who abused both his wife and children. Eteline once revealed that Robert Sr. used his youth and constant pregnancies to control her, creating a stressful home environment. These years of suffering had a profound impact on the psychology and development of the children in the family. When Bobby turned 15, he began to be exposed to drugs, especially heroin. This was not only a turning point in Bobby's personal life, but also the beginning of a painful journey that he would face for the rest of his life. The DeBarge family life was marked by hardship, but also served as a foundation for the development of its members' musical talents. Bobby's siblings include Eteline Bunny, born 1955, Thomas Tommy, 1957-21, William Randy, born 1958, Mark Marty, born 1959, Eldra L., born 1961, James, born 1963, Jonathan Chico, born 1966, Carol Peaches and Darrell Young, born 1970. Bobby's parents' marriage lasted 21 years before ending in divorce in 1974, a major turning point in the family's life. After the family split, Bobby and his younger brother Tommy began playing in local bands, marking the beginning of their musical journey. The family's early years. Let's explore the fascinating journey of this band. Rising to fame with Switch. In 1975, Bobby DeBarge embarked on a new chapter in his musical career when he and Gregory Williams successfully auditioned for Barry White's backing band, White Heat. This was an opportunity that Bobby couldn't pass up, as Barry White was one of the musical legends of the 1970s. White Heat released their debut album under Barry White's production, via RCA Records and White's production company, Soul Unlimited. The album was self-titled, but while it seemed like a breakthrough opportunity for the members, White Heat's career suffered a major blow when Barry White decided to close his production company, dropping all of the bands on his roster. This caused White Heat to quickly disband, and Bobby and the other members faced new difficulties in their musical journey. The White Heat experience, though brief, was an important period in Bobby DeBarge's musical career. Gregory Williams, who played trumpet and keyboards, described his time in White Heat as a school of hard knocks, where they learned how to deal with the challenges of the music industry. The group had limited opportunities to perform and had to work under strict restrictions from their production company, leading to their disbandment in 1975. Although their time in White Heat was short-lived, it was an important lesson that helped Bobby and Gregory gain experience and prepare for the next step. After White Heat disbanded, Gregory Williams decided to step up and form a new group in December 1976. This group was called Switch and featured Bobby and Tommy DeBarge, along with talented musicians such as Philip Ingram, Eddie Fluellen, and Jody Sims. The name Switch came from a distinctive feature of the group, the ability of its members to switch roles, especially in exchanging lead vocals and instrumentals during performances. This created a unique and versatile element that set Switch apart from other bands. A chance meeting in an elevator changed the group's fortunes. Gregory Williams and Jody Sims, carrying demo tapes, happened to meet Jermaine Jackson and his wife, Hazel Gordy Jackson, on a trip to Los Angeles. Within 24 hours of this meeting, Jermaine Jackson contacted the group to discuss a potential deal. In 1978, their debut album, Switch, was released, marking a major turning point in the group's career. The album was not only well received by fans, but also achieved great success on the charts. This was a huge success, helping the group get a gold certification for their debut album and bringing Switch's name to a new level in the music industry. This success not only proved Bobby's songwriting ability, but also affirmed the talent of the entire group. This was followed by Reaching for Tomorrow, 1980, another significant success in Switch's career. This album marked the group's musical development and stylistic innovation, resulting in new hits. This Is My Dream, 1980. The group's third album in the same year continued its success with its fourth consecutive gold certification. One of the standout songs on this album was Love Over and Over Again, a gentle yet emotional melody that demonstrated the group's songwriting and performing abilities. Bobby DeBarge's multi-octave vocals were instrumental in the Switch's enduring popularity and success. Bobby's ability to sing with a wide range not only defined the group's music, but also helped to define Switch's hits. The combination of Bobby's powerful vocals and the group's songwriting ability resulted in a string of hits. Switch's collaboration with Jermaine Jackson also contributed to their success, with the two writing and producing many of their hits together. And perhaps these are obvious. Bobby's musical genius. One of Bobby's most distinctive features is his multi-octave vocal range. With his excellent use of falsetto, this ability not only helps him shine in every song, but also creates a signature timbre for Switch. Bobby DeBarge is not only a singer, but also a talented songwriter. He wrote many classic songs, most notably There'll Never Be, the solo track that propelled Switch's debut album to success. Other songs by Bobby, such as I Call Your Name and Love Over and Over Again, are not only impressive in melody, but also in profound lyrics. Themes of love, heartbreak, and recovery are deeply explored in Bobby's songs, and perhaps they reflect his own experiences in life. Bobby is not only an excellent performer and songwriter, but also a talented producer. He co-produced This Is My Dream, an important album for Switch, marking a change in the band's sound without the participation of Jermaine Jackson, who was previously the main manager and producer. It was Bobby's keen sense of sound and meticulous attention to detail that helped Switch develop a unique and sharp sound on each recording. In addition, Bobby was also the musical mentor and supporter of his sibling group, DeBarge. Under his guidance, DeBarge had outstanding albums such as The DeBarge and Rhythm of the Night. Bobby was not only known for his talent, but also for his struggles. Under the spotlight of his musical career and success with Switch, Bobby's life was overshadowed by addiction issues and long-term legal troubles, personal battles, and struggles. Bobby was involved in drugs as a teenager. He began using drugs in his early teens, and it was the first step in a lifelong battle with addiction. This happened in a troubled home environment, with divorced parents and an unstable family life. These factors created an environment that easily led Bobby to thoughts of despair. Initially, Bobby's addiction was just a personal problem, but as Switch began to gain success, these problems directly affected his career. Despite being a rare talent in the music industry, Bobby's struggle with drugs robbed him of many opportunities. By the time Switch released its fifth album, Switch-Fi, the group was in a steep decline. The relationship between the band members, especially Bobby, had become increasingly strained. His problems with not being able to attend recording sessions and even missing important tours led to Switch disbanding in 1981. Despite attempts to continue their musical career with DeBarge, the group also faced the strain of his heroin addiction and his experimentation with cocaine. The negative effects of the drugs prevented Bobby from completing his solo debut album with Motown, a major setback for his career. Bobby's struggles were not limited to addiction. However, in 1988, Bobby was arrested in a major drug trafficking case when federal authorities discovered that he was involved in a conspiracy to transport more than 2 pounds of cocaine from Los Angeles to Michigan. These charges not only tarnished Bobby's reputation, but also led to a serious sentence. He and his brother Chico DeBarge, along with 2 other co-defendants, were indicted, and Bobby was sentenced to 5 years in a Wisconsin facility. The price of a life of crime was not only the time lost in prison, but also the incurable physical and mental scars. During his time in prison, Bobby faced another painful shock. He contracted HIV, one of the consequences of the harsh prison environment. His deteriorating health, combined with persistent drug addiction, prevented Bobby from fully recovering. This marked the end of the musical dreams he had once nurtured. Bobby's struggles were not only personal, but also reflected the substance abuse in the DeBarge family. Bobby's mother, Elaine DeBarge, later spoke about the negative effects that addiction had on her son. According to her, Bobby's addiction prevented him from overcoming the challenges of the music industry and from maintaining personal and professional relationships. It was the lack of love and support from his family that led Bobby into a spiral of addiction with no way out. Ultimately, these struggles overshadowed Bobby's remarkable musical talent. Despite his career's shining moments, Bobby's troubled personal life prevented him from maintaining the spotlight he deserved. Life after prison. After serving his sentence in Wisconsin in 1993, Bobby DeBarge continued to face great challenges in rebuilding his personal and professional life. Although he endured years of pain and hardship, his determination to make a new life motivated him to seek a radical change. These were the final years of Bobby's life, a brief but crucial period for both him and his family. A major highlight in Bobby DeBarge's life was his relationship with Terry Lee Gale, who would become his wife. The two first met in the mid-1980s, when Terry was only 15 and Bobby was in his early 30s. Although their age difference presented many challenges, their love grew stronger. This relationship led to their wedding on December 10, 1990. Bobby and Terry were married for 6 years, with Terry being a constant support for Bobby. The couple had 2 sons, Christian DeBarge and Bobby DeBarge Jr. Throughout this time, Terry supported and accompanied Bobby through the ups and downs, from his drug addiction to his career and health struggles. Upon his release, Bobby immediately set about reviving his music career, hoping to regain what he had lost. He signed with Bernd Lichters, who had previously worked with Bobby on the Pall Mall Groove project. Under Lichters' guidance, Bobby began recording songs he had written during his incarceration. However, Bobby never had the opportunity to promote the album as his health began to decline shortly after the release of the project. During the years following his release from prison, Bobby faced serious health problems, largely due to the HIV he had contracted before his incarceration. This diagnosis would have a profound impact on him in his later years. Bobby's health only worsened, especially during his incarceration, making it difficult for him to maintain his health to continue pursuing his passion for music. His wife, Terry, witnessed Bobby's continued decline throughout this time. Despite this, she remained by his side, caring for him, encouraging him, and supporting him. Despite his efforts to overcome the disease, Bobby's health did not recover, and he gradually faced serious complications from AIDS. Finally, as 1995 passed, Bobby's condition worsened. He spent the last months of his life at the home of family friend Gregory Williams in California. Due to his failing health, Bobby's family decided to move him to a hospice facility in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where he was cared for in his final days. On August 16, 1995, at the age of 39, Bobby DeBarge passed away from complications related to AIDS, ending a life full of turmoil, but also full of talent and passion for music. Bobby's passing not only left a huge void in the hearts of the DeBarge family, but also a deep sadness for those who loved his music. Bobby's brother, Tommy DeBarge, died in 2021 after a long battle with liver and kidney disease. In addition, other family members, Randy and Mark DeBarge, also faced serious health issues that their mother described as incurable diseases. Written in the last days of his life, made a powerful statement about his musical legacy. Final Days and Musical Legacy ended abruptly but meaningfully. Thanks to his final creative efforts, the name Bobby DeBarge has been remembered not only by his fans, but also by later generations of musicians who continue to build on the foundation he left. In 1994, Bobby DeBarge began to pour all his heart and energy into a special project, his final solo album. It's Not Over. This was not only a musical album, but also Bobby's declaration of resilience, once again affirming his determination to continue his musical journey despite his seriously deteriorating health. The collaboration with Bernd Lichters, who managed him throughout the recording process, was crucial in helping Bobby complete these tracks. It's Not Over not only captures Bobby's signature falsetto vocals, but also serves as a poignant farewell to his fans. Although the album was released in August 1995, Bobby did not live to see its reception. He wrote the songs on the album during his incarceration, expressing his strong resistance to his circumstances and his belief in a future that is never over. The 10 songs on the album are like love letters to life, music, and the people who loved him. Bobby's legacy lives on in covers and samples by established artists. Mary J. Blige, on her album Share My World, incorporated elements of DeBarge's signature style, and one of Notorious Big's signature songs, One More Chance, used a sample from Stay With Me. Even Blackstreet, the cult group, sampled A Dream for their hit Don't Leave Me. Bobby DeBarge's influence extends beyond music and has been echoed in documentaries, most notably TV One's 2017 biopic Unsung about Switch, where Bobby is remembered as one of the greatest songwriters of his generation. From Bobby's struggles, his struggles with mental health and illness, to the mark he left on music, his story is not only a lesson in perseverance, but also a reminder of the importance of mental health care in the African-American community. The 2019 biopic, directed by Russ Parr, portrays the talented yet tragic Bobby DeBarge and conveys a message about the need to confront and overcome psychological trauma in the music industry. However, his legacy through his music lives on, influencing artists like Teddy Riley, who called DeBarge's sound legendary and continues to be embraced by generations of music lovers. What do you think of his musical legacy? Which Bobby DeBarge songs have impressed you the most? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you.